James. Hi, Dr. Howse. How are you both this morning?
Fine. How are
Great,
you?
thanks.
Doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Of course.
You know, James, with today being your grandfather, Franklin D. Roosevelt's 131st birthday, and the March of Dimes celebrating its 75th anniversary, can you tell us about your grandfather and how he started the March of Dimes?
Well, you know, my grandfather, Franklin D. Roosevelt, was stricken with polio himself at the age of 39. And from that point on, he never walked again. And yet, he came back from that to be elected governor of New York and then 4 times president of the United States. And he showed that with a spirit of determination and an optimistic attitude, you could accomplish what you needed to accomplish. But he thought that it was really important that we as a country take on this great scourge of polio. So in 1938, as we were coming out of the Great Depression, he asked people all over the country, particularly kids, but everybody, to send their dimes to the White House, to start the March of Dimes, to start research, to find a vaccine to stop polio. That was overwhelmingly successful. It produced the Salk and the Sabin vaccines, so that when I was a kid, I remember first my friends coming down with polio, my mother telling me you can't go to the swimming pool or the movie theater because people are catching polio. And then all of a sudden with the vaccine, it was over. And gradually that's happened around the rest of the world in all but 3 countries. And it shows you what enthusiasm and determination of volunteers with their activity and their contributions can accomplish. And that's what the March of Dimes is about today for healthy babies and fighting prematurity.
And how has the March of Dimes been a part of your family and the legacy?
Well, you know, my family has stayed involved. It wasn't just my grandfather. My dad, James Roosevelt, chaired the 50th anniversary of the March of Dimes, and my sister, Ann Roosevelt, is chairing this 75th anniversary. And in the next generation, my niece, Liz Roosevelt Johnston, is on the Board of Trustees as a volunteer for the March of Dimes nationally. So we've all stayed involved and participating in the events all around the country.
And how does the March of Dimes continue the FDR legacy today?
So today, and Dr. Howse can speak about this in more detail, the March of Dimes has great support for research. I've had the privilege of getting to know, as I've participated in March of Dimes events, some of the researchers and some of the families and children who've been helped.
I think the very important legacy of Franklin Roosevelt is bringing science in service to people. He was very keen that science be translated into interventions that made a difference in people's lives. That was his vision when he started and the quest for the polio vaccine. And that vision has continued with March of Dimes, with newborn screening programs that we've been responsible for establishing in every state, folic acid education programs and fortification to reduce rates of spina bifida, and now the prematurity prevention campaign, which we've been working on for 10 years, and we've got some early positive results, fewer babies born preterm in our country, but still a great deal of work to do. So the legacy of children's health envisioned by President Roosevelt continues to this day and will move forward into the future.
And Dr. Howse, what does the March of Dimes hope to accomplish in the next 75 years?
Well, I think that we will continue to put science in service to improving children's health. There are still many problems confronting our children, our newborns. Also, the March of Dimes is a global organization now. We're working in many countries across the world, and there's a great deal to be done. So a lot of progress. The road ahead is long. Our volunteers are dedicated, and that's why we ask for support every year, particularly in our major fundraising event, the March for Babies. And that's coming up at the end of April, 800 programs across the country. And we raise over $100 million a year from that event. So we would just ask people to get involved, marchforbabies.org website, and learn more about the event. find out what you can do to assure children's health today and tomorrow.
And do either of you have any additional information you'd like to share with us?
Well, I would just add that this is not something just to stand by and watch. This is something for people to really get involved in. Kids are doing things even today around the country, raising dimes, putting them in $5 wrappers and sending them into the March of Dimes. But the real way that people can get involved is to right now go on that website, marchforbabies.org, sign up for the walk. There's how many of these around the country, Dr. Howse?
800 events around the country.
All over, so people don't have to go far. They can participate locally and have this great effect nationally and worldwide.
Well, thank you very much, James and Dr. Howse. I truly appreciate it.
Very glad to be with you, and thanks for letting people know about this.
Thank you very, very much.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.